Well, I told my team, at one of the last timeouts, and I told them in the locker room after the game that having character is always easier when things are going good and we're winning. And our character is going to be what it is going forward based on what happened today. So I told them tomorrow when we come in for practice, whether it's 4 hours or whether it's 30 minutes, I have to have their undivided attention, and we have to bow our back and show we're a way better team than we played today. And give credit to Brown. They dictated at both ends of the floor. Defensively, they put us in some positions that we weren't accustomed to being in, where the passes weren't automatic, where you roll, lift, and the pass is automatic. They put us in positions where we were uncomfortable and we didn't make plays from those positions. And so we have to go back and work when teams put us in those positions. I thought the team competed till the end. And it's never easy competing when you're down 30 and you don't feel you have enough energy to come back all the way and win. But I said about Jeremy, he was involved in the game to the end, vocally with the freshmen in the huddles, in the timeouts, and that's the kind of leadership you can win with going forward. Not when things are going good, but when we have a tough one, that leadership shone through. And I think I've got a good group of kids that want to win, that want to please me, that want to play the right way, and we will move this behind us as quickly as we can and get ready for a game against CSUN on the 1st.
Questions for Matt Mitchell or Jordan SCHAKEL?
You spoke, talk about in your words what happened.
Just like Coach said, Brown dictated the game on both sides of the floor. They disrupted us, and they got going early from 3, and they kept it going for the majority of the game. We just weren't able to catch up.
Yeah, I feel like we weren't urgent enough running them off the 3 after we cut it to 4. They went on a big run and blew the game wide open. I think we just needed more concentration and attention to detail in that stretch.
I think some of our youth showed itself. I mean, as good as Matt and Jordan and Jalen are, they're still sophomores. They haven't been in moments like this, and we'll see what they gain from a game like this. There's something to be gained from winning and losing, and sometimes more to be gained in a hard loss like this, And so I don't have a team of excuse makers. I had a couple guys in there with tears in their eyes, and I don't want them to feel that bad, but it's always good as a coach to know you got kids that care, that they care about winning and losing and how they play and how the team plays. So I was proud of that.
Have either of you been a part of a loss like this at any point in your career?
Yeah, I definitely have been a part of a loss. It's never easy, but there is growth to be made. A lot of teams lose like this and end up learning from it and coming back and really using this as fuel and as a learning experience. And in the past, that's what we were able to do. And I feel like we can do that in this instance as well.
And I've been a part of losses as such as well. And just like Jordan said, we see how we bounce back, but we're not going to let it define us. And we will bounce back, and we will be better.
What's kind of going through your guys' heads like when they're on the big run and it doesn't seem like anything's kind of going your way?
It's frustration at a certain level, but you just have to come together as a team, and that's just something we didn't do as we were supposed to do. And we just got to get it going next game and practice tomorrow, and really come back and show that we're willing to work and willing to get better.
What was kind of the message at the halftime break?
Keep playing hard. Your character shows what you will do in the second half. There's still 20 minutes left, half the game. Even if we don't come back, you still need to play as hard as you can, do the right things, and we might not be rewarded at the time, but there's no way you can play the wrong way and be rewarded. You need to play the right way at all times.
Anything else for student athletes? Okay, thank you guys.
All right,
Questions for Coach?
see you guys tomorrow.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, you've been here for, what, 20 years? Is it the worst home loss?
I mean,
how
yeah,
really-
I mean, they got out on us early. I mean, that run, I think they were on a 26-point run in the first half, and you know, once they get rolling like that, the basket looks as big as the ocean. And Cambridge was sensational. I mean, some of the baskets he made, we couldn't do anything about. You know, we're there, hand in the face, he rolls up and knocked them down. Now, some of those that we can do something about, those are the ones we'll teach to. But sometimes a really good player just makes sensational plays. But, you know, I thought we had 2 good days of practice. You know, we ran through a lot of their stuff. We were comfortable with it. But when you get to a game and it's happening at such a fast pace, the pace of their play was way faster than it even looks on tape. And, you know, they were out here working. You know, they came in on the 26th. So they've been out here the 26th, 27th, 28th. So they've been in town for 3 or 4 days working hard on their game too. So are we. But obviously, you know, what they accomplished offensively over those 3 or 4 days and defensively was really impressive. I mean, they were very impressive today. So I don't want to take anything away from what they did. We obviously know we have to get better, and we will. I mean, this is yeah, you always say, you know, on paper this should have happened, but they never play games on paper. They always play them on the court. And, you know, not to justify what happened to us, but Arizona State beat Kansas at home last week, and then they got beat by Princeton today, a 6-5 Princeton team at home. So you have to bring it every day against every opponent. And so if you play hard and you play smart, you give yourself a chance to win. And if you slip up in the slightest, you're always susceptible to being run on and being put in a difficult situation. And the start they got, we could never recover from.
I mean, you guys aren't alone on the West Coast in getting beat up. I mean, the Pac-12 has been destroyed this year. The Mountain West, other than Nevada, is way down. What's going on in West Coast basketball? I mean, have you noticed something? It just seems like West Coast has fallen, with the exception of maybe 2 programs, has fallen way behind.
You know, it's secular. It's like certain years, maybe the West Coast has incredible recruiting class that goes through, and you get a bunch of them, and they develop, and you get them to their senior years, and you get an older team, and all of a sudden the West Coast basketball is thriving. Or maybe all of a sudden East Coast has a stretch of better players that are coming out over a certain time period, and they get those players, and they get them to their senior years, and they're going. So it's not an every year thing. You know, it flips back and forth. We've seen years where the West Coast has had a lot of dominant teams. Right now, I don't know if I think there's 3 teams ranked on the West Coast. You know, I think it's Arizona State, Gonzaga, and Nevada. And the rest of us, it's a challenge every day we step on the floor to try to find a way to win a game. And those that stick with it will have the greater success. And those that give in will have long seasons. And I promise you the Aztecs will not give in. We'll be back and at it again tomorrow and preparing ourselves for the game on the 1st.
Anything else for Coach?
Just quickly about their three-point shooting. They came to the game 277th in the country in three-point accuracy. What were some of the specific things they were doing? Some of them, like you said, were wide open threes.
Yeah, I mean, they had some guys like Howard was a 38% three-point shooter. We saw that on paper. He just hadn't made many, so we knew he could shoot. Number 4, we'd seen he was a 40% three-point shooter. So we knew they could shoot, so we tried to get out there and contest those guys. But then when you get a guy like 24, Cambridge, makes 7 of the 15 they make, over half of them, and he makes some hard ones. You know, we gave him a couple decent looks, but when he gets hot, then it just makes it even worse. So we can't let teams shoot that kind of percentage from 3 against us. We know what effect it has. We shoot well from 3. We didn't tonight, but usually when we shoot that well from 3, people have trouble with us. So it kind of got flipped on us today, where we ran into a good three-point shooting team that got hot and got going, and we couldn't stem the tide.
Kind of lost in all this is Jalen in the second half had probably his best half of maybe the whole year. What was going on with him? What is that? I know in such a tough loss, how is it still something positive for him that he was able to kind of get going?
Yeah, he got off it a little bit where he started seeing the ball go in a little bit, and hopefully that will, bode well for us moving forward. The way they guarded ball screens, we had to slip into the windows and then make plays from the windows, and a lot of that is one-on-one play. You slip to the window and you have an opportunity to play, but then it's one-on-one basketball because they put you in that position. Or if you set a side ball screen and they jump out and hedge and you slip to the corner and you throw to that guy, well, then he's got a 12-footer and he can take a dribble and shoot it. So it's harder to start a chain like that. So I thought their defense really dictated the way we played. We didn't get the drive and kicks that we're accustomed to. We were playing a lot more one-on-one basketball than I like to play, but Jalen had some success with it. So moving forward, hopefully that will boost his confidence.